Hey, do you play BRM5? Are you also broke or in need of resources? Well, you came to the right place. Let me help you out. Alright, for this, you will want to bring a rifle of some sort with a 3x or some sort of scope on the top or an ACOG, and you'll also want to bring a silencer on said rifle because you're going to want to do this silently. Now, you don't need to grab any extra heals or magazines, just a little bit of ammo. You will need the base model Humvee. Now, mine has a small turret on it. Do not buy one with a large turret. I don't even need the turret on this. You just need the Humvee. Now, you'll want to bring a friend into this, and you will also want a personal server. Not the ones that cost money. You can host a just personal server for free, where you go to custom game, then the top right that says launch. Now, you want to drive all the way up to Runograd City, and don't worry about the road stop on the way with the patrolling NPCs, because if you drive by fast enough, they will not shoot you. Now pause for a minute here, because what people usually do with Runograd City is they go through the tunnel, they hop out whenever they start being spotted by that first machine gunner, they shoot him, usually silently, but then they try to find a way through the tunnel and through the city, and usually they make the city angry, but then they drive through, usually unharmed. They're like, okay, but now the city is angry. You don't want you to be raiding Runograd City. It has to be stealthed, because driving back will be a pain with those helicopters shooting you in the next part we're about to do. So instead, I'll show you a better way. See, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to just channel our inner rally car driver and drive over the tunnel. And on the other side is where NPCs do not spawn. So you can drive past the city, avoiding every single enemy, and go straight on through without ever being seen. You might get a little bit, you might start being detected, but honestly, you won't be there long enough for them to actually see you. Now this next part is going to be really interesting because people usually enter Naval through the front door, going through that tunnel and to the right. But that's where all the enemies are. We're just pinpointing the vehicles to get us money. So you drive over to this break in the fence instead and drive down on through that. Drive continuously, but do not drive into the depot of the naval yard just yet. Park behind this hill and pull the parking brake. Then you're going to have to eliminate some enemies first to make sure that you aren't seen and you can do this safely. There are two that usually spawn on those two silos over there. There's one that might spawn on top of that crane, and there will be another that will spawn on this hill, but there will always be one next to that burn barrel. There might be two, and there will also be one on the tower let's further back, right over there. And it has a machine gun, but it can still spot you. So after you have taken care of that, here comes the big part. Now you'll need to run back to your vehicle because you will need it for this part. This is the brilliance of this plan to get you money. Of course, pull off the parking brake so you can drive again, and you're going to want to drive over the wall. Usually you'd think you'd be stuck, but this vehicle has a small glitch in it because it does not have a front bumper. You're going to want to position the vehicle to the right of the burn barrel. So you'll have to maybe do some finagling to get it pulled over correctly. But then once you have it, ram it up against the wall and begin turning left and right while having the parking brake on. So have the parking brake on, push forward, and then move left and right while holding W. Then once you are at the climax of the height, your friend can take any of the vehicles and drive up over you. And of course, those Humvees contain precious metals and gear which sell for the most in the game. So, it does look a little weird, but once you get it all the way up to its maximum height, you can just drive straight up over as much as you want. And then of course you can hop out, and you're home free. Now if you happen to be the driver of the Humvee that's being used as a ramp, your friend can drop back down get a second Humvee so you can both drive off together with a Humvee each, but for just the sake of time and for educational purposes, we just took the one for now. Now you're just going to drive back the same way you came in a straight line, and it'll take you back to where you need to go. The Russian hospital will be on your left, and now this next part's going to be a little tricky. You can choose multiple ways to get up this hill or the hill next to it as long as you end up on the road on the other side. You just need to make sure that you don't get stuck, although it'll be very difficult for you to do so since the new generation tech update happened, all vehicles now have an insane amount of grip, torque, and speed so they can, well, recover from falls or getting stuck on rocks or something. Just doesn't really happen. Just drive over the edge and you're home free. After this point, there is nothing else that can happen to you, and the big part is you can do this over and over and over again. All you have to do is leave the server you're in. Both of you, of course, you can't both be in there. You'll have to leave it, and if you rejoin, all the vehicles will still be there. And you can pull this maneuver over and over again. And since this is a tutorial, it is longer than what it'll actually take for you to do it. It won't take 7 minutes, really, if you do it the exact way I've shown. And you can just keep repeating this insane method for infinite resources and money until you're able to, well, get everything you need to build up your company. Well, as I do this little outro and my friend does this absolutely sick drift into the company drop-off station to get the rewards from dropping off the truck, I wanted to ask you to subscribe to my channel because it took us hours upon hours upon hours and literal days of gameplay time to finally figure this out, and then even more hours to figure out the best way in which to do it. I also want to give a big thank you to my friend who helped me do this. I literally could not have done it without his suggestions and ideas and just helping me through it all. So good luck with your companies, and please watch some of my other videos. That one that I'm putting up on the screen right now is pretty funny, and just have a blessed day.